Hey everybody, Froggy Stocks here. Nothing I say is financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Well, glad I sold. Glad I was able to sell. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, once again, international investors and even some American investors are absolutely screwed. They cannot sell. They don't have their shares. The AMC stock price is just plummeting this morning. We're now around 1188. Glad it came back up a little bit. But there are investors overseas who have zero access to their shares because of this conversion event. And it's nothing but criminal activity on the market side and by Adam Aron. They knew this was going to happen. They knew they were going to short this down to oblivion. They knew Adam Aron was going to dilute everybody into nothing. Just crazy. So, sorry to everybody. It just sucks, man, but it's part of the game, I guess. It's absolute garbage how this goes. It's really something else. I will check the options chain for the IDEX. It's going to be a good play in my opinion. It's usually takes about 30 days. Jose Rivera, next step AA announces retirement and bankruptcy. Yeah. Either way, if they didn't raise cash, they were going to go bankrupt anyways. Just a matter of balance sheet reading is all it was. Ape was the only chance they had to do it, but the Allegheny lawsuit delayed everything so much. All the delays is what crushed this play. If they wouldn't have delayed, those funds wouldn't have had time to unwrap all their total return swaps, their short positions, all the Ape shares they had to buy and sell, and options they had to buy and sell through Antera Capital. The Allegheny lawsuit was a planned event. Absolutely planned. It was delayed because people wanted to go be barracks lawyers and they destroyed their own positions because of it. It's just garbage. If anything, everybody should have been screaming for Judge Zern to dismiss the case. You can't get justice against Adam Aron and have your shares value up too at the same time. It's just never going to work. Ape should have converted on March 15th, and due to Allegheny's lawsuit and several others who filed objections and or other lawsuits, there was way too much time for positions to be rebalanced on Wall Street, and boom. If anything, people should be looking at suing Allegheny for delaying a corporate action. In my opinion, suing Adam Aron. I mean, why not? Everybody else sues Adam Aron. We should all just go sue Adam Aron for intentionally sabotaging the company and our positions. It's crazy, guys. In my opinion, Adam Aron on December, I believe 19th of 2021, tweeted that a 1-to-1 security token is likely illegal. We can just go back and look at it. And this is where it all started. Of course, you got to go through a billion tweets. Let me go to litigation. Oh, where'd his tweet go? Did he delete it? Because I've got it somewhere. There it is, right here. NFTs are a superb idea, but not a one per share security token NFT dividend, as repeatedly described on Twitter. It's likely illegal, breaches our debt covenants, and or exposes AMC to huge litigation risk. Can't do it. Beware concepts that are too easy to be good. It is legal. Several other companies have done it. I believe GNS did it. It was successful. This, though, was a shot at T0. T0 is not likely illegal. Tokenization on the T0 platform is the only place you can legally do it because it is SEC approved. It's the only platform that is. And it's absolutely crazy. And he tweeted this on December 9th, 2021. And right when that happened, we had a massive price fall off. And everything is reverse split adjusted now, so keep that in mind. These are the prices we should have probably been at, right? December 9th, 2021, right here. Boom. Adam Aron tweeted that after all the Fox Business stuff came out, and Gasparino spilled the beans about potentially Adam Aron working with Mark Cohodes on the T0 plan, which shouldn't have happened. That was part of the problem too. But right here, he tweeted that tweet and it went boom. Because short sellers knew covenants were restricting AMC from doing anything potentially that would create a one-to-one reconciled share count, which would be a security token. Basically, what would happen is you would tokenize 516 million shares of common stock, and you would give those out as a security token dividend to your shareholders. And then when that happens, any short who does not have access to that dividend has to get recalled. You cannot give cash in lieu, I believe, on these security token dividends. So instead of doing that, he said, no, it's likely illegal, and he opened the floodgates to short selling. Now, he said this without filing any type of 8K. This is an official company statement that directly affected the stock and the business plan of the company. Not only that, he let loose information on debt covenants that now short sellers knew, hey, they are not going to be able to do any type of fancy dividends or nothing, and we can short this thing down into the ground. When this happened too, he also divided the retail investment community, knowing that there was a lot of people that were going after Mark Cohodes, like Bigums, Blunts, Stryker, all the clowns that led us into the situation we're in now. Which finally it's all coming out and everybody's realizing these people have no clue what they're talking about. Absolutely zero. And in a sense, they've been they've subjected people to types of investor intimidation by trying to control the AMC retail investment community on socials in very, very shady ways, calling people out. Bigums basically defaming Mark Cohodes in that famous video where he called him a bunch of slurs based on sexual preferences. Stryker making a tweet saying, I'm a cancer to the AMC community, blah, blah, blah. But I've been right so many times I can't even count on two of my hands. It's just insane. She's been telling people to buy AMC at 9, 7, 6, 5, and higher. It's just crazy. All the while doing all these crazy GoFundMes, which I'm sure she's used all the money for good purposes. I'm sure that's true. But it's just crazy at this point in time, guys. I'm on today. I'm talking about it today because I know the investors in Europe, the investors internationally are struggling right now. I wanted to say hi to you guys. I wanted to give you a shout out. Sorry you're going through this situation once again. There's even people in America saying that they're having troubles with their shares because brokers or even ComputerShare doesn't have them converted yet. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because there are no shares. The SEC is nothing but a hot garbage fire. They have no clue, no care. They don't even want to get involved in this. Adam Aron knows what's going on and is continuing to make things worse and worse and worse for everybody. FINRA doesn't care. The DTCC, they're just like, okay, well, we gave all the shares away that you gave us. And Adam Aron is sitting in a corner in his room right now crying because he knows he's going to have a mob of angry people after him. And it's not even a thing to say that anymore. Adam Aron has just enacted one of the largest transfers of wealth from retail shareholders from Main Street to Wall Street in history. Billions of dollars has been siphoned out of the AMC stock, and it's gone. It's gone to Wall Street. Fidelity sold my ape shares before the conversion and kept the cash and no AMC settlement. Yeah, think from above. I'm telling you, the big, excuse me, the big problem here is there are no shares. There's no shares. There's not enough to go around, and they know it. They did this so that there's no trail of corruption to follow because the market just kind of blew up in its own face, and they're just going to say, oh, well, whatever. And the settlement, the 6.8 million shares, how does 6.8 million shares go properly to 3.8 million investors if for every 7.5 shares that you have, you're supposed to get one new one? There's not enough. Meaning that most institutions would have to pay hundreds of millions of AMC shares in cash in lieu of the stock, right? Drank my protein shake this morning and it ain't working. So that's crazy. I mean, say every 3.8, let's just say 2 million AMC investors all had 100 shares post reverse split at say 50 shares. Just 6.8 million shares is not enough to go around. Hold on 1 second. Going on like I'm allergic to something. So it's crazy. So let's just recap this. I don't know what's going on with me this morning. Allergy or something. Let's go back on one of my tweets I wrote last week. Oh, and yesterday, I think one of those spy balloons was over my house yesterday. Can't really see it in the video except for right there, but it was pretty wild. It was just kind of hovering over my house. Actually, I think I pinned that tweet. Nope. That was Project Popcorn. This pattern of misbehavior shown by CEO Adam is completely documented. His sympathy tactics to short sellers and bondholders. His tweets that expose sensitive information to the entire market hurting his shareholders, which was the December 9th tweet I read you guys. His idiotic spending of over $150 million in stock investments like Hycroft Mine, Nicole Kidman commercials, and Investor Connect, giving away free product to non-investors. Let me tell you this. Investor Connect had over 600,000 members in it. They gave away free popcorn, free ices, free whatever they could think of almost once a month to Investor Connect members. That is a lot of revenue that went down the drain to people who are not investors in AMC theaters. And people would literally go in and get the free stuff and then they would leave. I don't know how to explain that this dude has set this company up to burn cash purposely. His support of certain social media influencers who engaged in investor intimidation practices, like Sal Meemler, Trey Trays, Cat Striker, Jay Brown, and Ape Radio, which you all know, you've heard them and you've seen them go after people, try to turn the community off on any good ideas, call people shills, spread FUD, and just overall try to control the retail investment community in a way which could end up being investor intimidation, in my opinion. The creation of APE units as a dividend, which it was not, taking half of the value of AMC away from the common stock, then seeing APE short sold back to 63 cents, where CEO Adam decided to raise money via private stock sale as cheap as possible, right? While restricting shareholders from buying, and not to mention that shareholders from international overseas, they didn't get to sell their shares for 7 days. So when APE ran to 10 and all the way back down to 5, they had no opportunity to sell. All his statements about how we're going to make a lot of money in regards to the Hycroft mining investment, and there's gold in them, there are hills, right? And it's produced nothing. It's literally just they're producing gold and silver off of old material that they've had on the leach pads, but so far they have not started mining. And Diane Garrett said mining, full-scale commercial mining by 2023, and they're still drilling samples, so I don't get it. His manipulation of the shareholder vote by selling Antera Capital hundreds of millions of APE at 63 cents. Now, if we would have converted on March 15th, this stock would have went bananas. We would have went up 10, 20, whatever, post-reverse split, we could have hit $100. APE, not everybody had their position set in APE on the market side. That's why we've seen so many Antera sales while the lawsuit was going on. The element of surprise is the only thing that's going to cause a short squeeze in this type of market because they're so corrupt. This market is now so corrupt because the SEC is the weakest regulatory enforcement agency in the history of mankind that big money's getting away with anything it wants. And now we see news about Leon Black stepping down from I think it was recent. Or it may have been older news. Yeah, it was older news, but actually, no, it's not. It's not old, but it's like a year ago. Leon Black stepping down as Apollo CEO, because of all the money that went to Jeffrey Epstein, right? Well, guess what? Adam Aron is like the poster boy for destroying companies for Apollo. These guys they're all disgusting old men, man. And not to mention JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, who came up and basically destroyed the short side on the regional banks because Metropolitan Bank was underwritten by JP Morgan, was getting annihilated. And I was in that position on puts to the downside, and I was up over $150,000 at one point until Jamie Dimon came out after hours the day that MCB saw its lowest and said, oh, yeah, there's going to be a short selling ban on banks soon, which was a complete lie. The SEC had no intention of anything on a short ban. And when Jamie Dimon said that and the rumor started from JP Morgan analysts, boom, the stocks went back up and crushed the short side. Luckily, I got out with some good profit, but that should have been the big one for me. MCB going under was just a matter of time. Their internal controls were all failed, and their commercial real estate loans were falling off. Not to mention they were wrapped up in crypto. They had some really bad crypto assets. MCB was going down the drain. That was going to be my big $1 million play, and I was in it, and probably a couple more days I would have won it. And they came out and rigged the market. So you got Jamie Dimon, untouchable. He's another Epstein pimp. You got Leon Black, untouchable, funded Epstein. And you got Adam Aron, who works for these guys. So what's in Adam Aron's closets is what I'm wondering. If Adam Aron thinks he's going to get away with what he just did and not be completely exposed, he's done. Nobody should ever invest in anything that the Aron family touches. None of his kids, none of his grandparents. I don't care if it's his dog. I don't care. Nobody should touch anything this guy ever does again or anything his entire family does again. And anybody that hires these people should understand that everybody in retail is absolutely 100% going to boycott the product. Now, right now, because there's still people invested in AMC, I think the AMC boycott is a bad idea. I think that's exactly what short sellers want, is investors coming out and now ruining the brand that we've worked so hard to build. If anything, what needs to happen is every single retail AMC investor needs to stand up together as one and put a motion in to remove Adam Aron from the board of directors and get him under investigation. I don't care if you hate me, love me, whatever side of the fence you're on. This is something that everybody can do as an AMC investor to bring some justice to this play. That is, everybody gets together as one and files motions to remove this guy from the board of directors. We should have done it years ago. We should have done it the day, December 9th, when he put out that the NFT dividend was likely illegal. We should have backed Mark up 100%. You can thank Bigums, Trey, Cat Striker, Blunts, Rocket, freaking Pete G, all these people. You can thank them all for not taking Mark Cohode's help and trying to defame and destroy his ideas that he brought to the table while he had $2 million in the play. Mark's idea would have sent AMC over $300 a share before any reverse splits. And Adam Aron could have raised billions in cash, billions. And the street could have came together and played with him, except the problem is they shorted billions and billions of shares to the point where they could not get out of the play. Now, they've gotten out of the play. Not only are they able to get out of the play because the reverse split dilutions and everything that Adam Aron did, he diluted the stock so much that now people have been able to reposition properly, get the short interest down, and with people telling me that Fidelity and other brokers are just selling their stock, they're just getting rid of the stock instead of giving them the conversion. That's how they get out of the short interest and the fail to delivers. And probably in a few weeks, you're going to see fail to delivers go through the roof. So that's my 2 cents on that today, guys. Let me answer some questions. I'm going to be careful on any stock information I give on AMC because I've only got 55 shares left. I've got my AMC calls, but it looks like it's basically kaput. I should have got out weeks ago. I knew it. There's better plays out there. Let me run over the plays I'm following right now real quick. TMF, you got the 20-year treasuries. This thing is ticking up again today. Calls are going to be good on this, I believe. I think it's going to follow this uptrend. You got BRICS coming into play. They're going to try to devalue the dollar. BRICS is basically 1/3 of the world's economy aligning with each other. You want to form an alliance to go against the US dollar, and it's going to work for the time being. It's going to work for a while. So the treasuries, which are just hit all-time lows, not even a couple weeks ago. We bought call options there, and I want to buy some more probably tomorrow when my buying power comes back after this AMC disaster. And I'm hoping we start seeing gap fills. Now, if this thing even goes to the first gap, which is at 662, that's a good 100% on the options. The second gap is 8, but you're looking over time, this thing going higher. I may literally just buy stock in this thing. Not only is that going to give you the endurance to wait this out when this thing does run, but you're looking at a quarterly dividend. It's not much. You're looking at 4 cents. Honestly, I may just buy a ton of stock in this thing because there's gaps all the way back up to 20, and then there's gap at. I mean, the gap at 20. If you bought in now, if you bought $10,000, that's a win of a year, man. That's such a good win. And this thing could literally recover before the end of the year. October is going to be a big month for this because that's when the government fiscal year changes over. IDEX, I was going to get in this morning. My buying power hasn't come back. I'm hoping it flutters through the day. These things usually take about 30 days to really see the actual downside. It is down. It says 11%, but I think that's some of the pre-market stuff. 4 to 380. I wanted really bad to get in this morning. I'm hoping it just struggles through the day and still kicks sideways, and then we'll start seeing this thing trickle off probably 2 weeks later. So I'm going to buy the puts on that. The put options are pretty expensive on that thing right now, though, so you got to be careful because if you buy those and something does happen and this thing pops up and squeezes out, your puts will go out of you. You'll be screwed on your puts, and they're like $3 for 350 October 20 strike, so that's pretty expensive on the put side. Overstock popping up. Should have got in a couple days ago. I was waiting for a 21 gap fill to the downside. I'm not sure if it's going to do it now. Overstock's got a really bright future ahead of it. They're building up infrastructure. The things they're doing, their balance sheet, one, is great. 2, they got the Bed Bath & Beyond IP and brand. They're going to rebrand to Bed Bath & Beyond, I think. They got the baby registry and wedding registry stuff now. People are going to flock to that when they start advertising properly. And with all the break-ins in the stores that's going on, like stuff like Dick's, and you guys saw that stock go through the floor, everybody's going to switch to e-commerce. Holding a storefront in major cities is nothing but a loss at this point. Like, insurance is finally going to say, no more. You either hire security and you stop the thieves, or you close down because we're not going to insure you anymore. So Overstock.com is going to get a lot of business. Space, having a decent morning, popping back up off its new low, 240. I'm going to start loading up on some more shares there. I've got call options. But I think, in my opinion, it's just time to start buying stock again. I really think I want to load up on a small space position for long term. I'm talking a year or two. What they're doing is going to end up being a big deal when they start landing more NASA contracts. Their commercial space flight, taking people to the boundary of space, of our atmosphere, is pretty amazing if you really think about it. And I think more will come of that. IDEX, again, like I said, I think I'm going to start. Well, I'm going to take puts on IDEX if it maintains. If this thing drops below 350 before I can get in, I'm going to leave it alone because it gets pretty dangerous after a percentage run like that. But if it continues to go sideways through the day, then I think it'll be like that play KAL, which I got puts on after their big reverse split. It took 30 days. People said I was wrong. People said I was going to lose my money. That thing dropped like a rock after about 30 days. And now it looks, did they change the ticker on it? I think it was Cal. It was so long ago, I can't remember. Maybe they're delisted. I don't know. But they did a big reverse split. And then you guys know TMF, treasuries, buying calls on that. So IDEX options chain. I always like using NASDAQ. Their options chain for viewing is the best, in my opinion. Here's the money. All the monies. September 15th. Let's see. January, April. Where's August? It's not showing me August for some reason. So September 15th, it looks like it's loaded up at 50 cents for the put side. October 20th, lots of calls, but really low. More loaded up on the put side, 50 cents. Yeah, I mean, everybody's buying these 50-cent puts. And that may be what I do. I may be buying too close to in the money. Maybe I'll go ahead and just take it like $1.50 puts on that tomorrow. I'm going to take a decent sized position too. This is going to be a good play to recover anything I lost on Ape, which wasn't much, but still, I hate losing. So I'm probably going to take IDEX puts tomorrow at, I mean, if you do the 50-cent puts and this thing drops, like just falls off and goes to $1.50, that's going to print so hard and you're not putting as much risk in. So, all right, I seen Froggy tweeted a couple times. Let me get these comments here. Next step, A announces retirement and bankruptcy. Probably. He's probably going to retire. He's probably going to take all his millions of dollars and walk away. And I'm telling you, everybody, if we're going to boycott anything, I don't think it should be AMC theaters, because that's what they want. They want the company to go bankrupt and be destroyed. It should be boycott the name ARON. Anybody related to Adam Aron, anything they touch, everybody boycott it. I mean, just, I hope his kids never ever get another opportunity in life past what's just happened here. Boycott the name Aron. Boycott his entire family. Boycott anything the family touches or says for the rest of their lives. That is what they want. They want you to boycott AMC theaters. They want you to destroy the brand. Now, the only chance AMC has at this point is if Adam Aron already raised money. Literally. If Adam Aron already raised money and he raised 700 million, something like that, then that'll give them a lifeline into next year. If you're in this play still, right, and you are in deep and your cost average sucks and you're down 50, 20, $100,000, the only thing I can tell you, in my opinion, is that you want to be very careful of bankruptcy. If you own common stock and they go bankrupt, you'll get nothing. And that's why they wanted to convert Ape so bad, because with preferred stock, you might have got some type of payout. If you are trying to fix your cost average in this, you better just be prepared for constant downside, right? If you're holding out for a squeeze and you think this thing's going to pop back up, good luck to you. I don't think it's going to happen. They just destroyed the options chain. They destroyed all the short interest. They destroyed all the FTD. It's a mess because they had so much time to do this between when Ape was supposed to convert on March 15th and then last Friday, that they destroyed the opportunities that we had in front of us. And I warned everybody this day after day after day. Ethan, Al, Daily Blend, everybody involved in the lawsuit stuff. I said, the longer that you help them draw this out, the longer they have to unwind swaps, to unwind short positions through Antera via their little market they created, their own personal little market. And in that, the arbitrage gap closed and we opened up at Ape at $1.40, which in reality, $1.40 on Ape wasn't too bad. A lot of people made money on that. If I would have sold it to anywhere above $1.60, if I would have sold, I would have made money. And it was stupid that I held, but I got really, really dedicated to the play and I got too emotional in it because of the community members I was trying to help. If you're in this for the long haul with AMC, I hate to tell you, they've got almost near $6 billion in debt. Their balance sheet is not breaking even truly because they had to spend a lot of cash last quarter to create a profitable earnings call, which wasn't really profitable. It was $8 million positive on the books on the cash flow, but they spent $200 million to do it. Adam Aron is intentionally burning cash. He's going out and buying bad investments, paying actresses like Nicole Kidman. If anything, right now, Adam Aron should shut down Investor Connect right now. Stop giving away free product. He would shut down Investor Connect immediately. It's giving away free product to people who aren't shareholders monthly. Let's just say there's 600,000. I think he said there's 600,000 people on Investor Connect, and there's some people that are bragging about being signed up 4 or 5 times and using that to go get free product. And they give out one free popcorn a month, which is around, let's just be conservative and say $7.50 for a thing of popcorn. So you got 600,000 people. They're getting one free popcorn a month. So let's do a total of a year. Let's do 12. So 12 months, 600,000 people, 12 months. They're all getting one free popcorn a month, so $7.50 for free. He is burning potentially $54 million a year on free product. Free product to people who are not even shareholders. It's crazy. And maybe the majority of them are shareholders. But if I'm a shareholder, I don't want free product. That's where all the money is going. You're getting a popcorn instead of, dude, give us a dividend. Investor Connect is giving out money from the company for free, product for free, instead of cash to shareholders as a dividend. It's crazy. People don't think about it. Not to mention, I've said from day one, the AMC Stubs point system is way too giving. Also, the AMC Stubs point system gives way too much back in free rewards. I mean, it's wild how much it gives back. It's nice, and moviegoers that go to AMC should be rewarded, but I went to so many free movies that I stepped back as an investor, and I wrote this a long time ago. I said, dude, this is too much. I mean, I was getting $5, like $5, and I cashed them all in, and I ended up in 3 months with like $60 of AMC rewards, and I went to take my friends to the movies for free. That's too much. You should want your money to go into the company, right? AMC Stubs point system gives way too much back in rewards. Simple things like this. Crushing revenues. They've never come out and actually did a deep dive and told us investors, hey, our AMC reward system put out this much in rewards this year, but because of it, we got back this much revenue. So we're positive on the system. You notice they've never done that? And there's going to be a million people that come on like, oh, bro, you're talking about AMC again, bro. I'm going to continue to talk about it. It's relevant stock news. All right, AA is trying to come up with another plan to do another reverse split. Oh, I'm sure he is, man. People don't have their settlement shares. I know. I warned everybody this could happen before Friday, too, especially, man, if I was overseas, I wouldn't have touched this thing with a 10-foot pole. And I know people may not have had the choice to not touch it, but I mean, with the ape dividend, how people got hosed last time, it's just crazy. Good morning, it's a good day. I'm out of AMC and ape. 19, but I saved some money. Hell of a learning curve. AA is so a jerk. Glad you were here, bro. You helped. Thanks, John. I appreciate that, man. John Mark. You know what's interesting is I had the best weekend of my life in the past 2 years, man. After I got out of AMC, I was relaxed. Had this new chick over. She's cool. She's awesome. We had a really good time. I mean, we just chilled. Perfect weather. We had thunderstorms. I didn't think about AMC at all. I mean, it was beautiful. It was one of the best weekends I've had in a long time. So we're still talking. So hopefully I get to see her some more. For Richard IV, facts. For Richard IV, BBBT. Don't know what BBBT is, man. If you guys put a ticker in the thing, try to put the company name. Okay, Blackbird Biotech. Ugh, I hate Biotech. What is that? That looks like a scam stock. I wouldn't touch that. I not even the fact that I even put it on my YouTube. I would rather just clip that out so nobody even sees that ticker. That to me looks like a 100% scam stock. I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't put a penny in that. You buy anything in that, and they're going to make it go down, and you're going to be in an immediate loss. I've seen it 100 times. Failure of shareholder fiduciary responsibilities. Oh yeah, he absolutely failed in his responsibilities. Where's it at anyways? I hope if you're still in this, I hope this thing pops back up and you guys can get a decent exit. And I'm going to tell you the last thing that I had any thoughts on this. The settlement, 6.8 million shares. I mean, let's just do some simple math again. And and it probably won't go the way I'm thinking because it's the right way and they wouldn't want to do that. So you got let's just say 3 million investors. Oops. Come on. Right? And you got 6.8 million shares. That would mean that oops. How am I going to do this? 3 million investors. You got 6.8 million shares divided by 6, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So you're looking at less than, I mean, between all those investors, if everybody has 7.5 shares post-reverse split and they need 1 share of AMC, there's not enough there if everybody's still in, if that many people are still in. So the settlement, the way they came up with 6.8 million shares is based on a count that they did, and I'm not sure where they got their numbers from, but we all know that people own way more than 7.5 shares per person across the 3 million investor base, more than likely before the X date. In my opinion, you've got those 3 million, let's say everybody owns, let's say all those people own 50 shares post-reverse split, and they had them all, God, I hate when it does that. 50 shares of AMC post-reverse split and before the X date. So you have 150 million shares, right? Let's divide that by 7.5. You come up with, they're going to need they're going to need 20 million shares to divvy out in the settlement. And anything that they can't divvy out is cash in lieu. So you got 6.8 million. Oops. Minus the 6.8, you're left with 13,200,000 something shares, and they're going to have to pay that out in cash at $10. So you're looking at 132 million in cash that brokers are going to have to pay it out. Now, when the APE dividend was issued, what happened? Because it just didn't give people enough time to reposition in the markets. APE dividend was issued, and it basically kind of margin called the system, right? Because when the APE was issued, and it went to everybody, and a lot of people didn't get it for 7 days, and there was 43 million FTDs. I think what happened is brokers were then on the hook for cash in lieu of shares, and APE opened up at $5 to $10. Boom, they have to cover that, and then we saw the market squeeze up a little bit. This was a disaster because of the delays, because everything took so long to do. Everybody was well prepared for it, and they knew which laws. Let me tell you something. In this market, when you're playing a stock, they plan on their trades and they say, okay, we can make 1.5 billion on this, but we're going to get fined 20 million by trading it this way. They know which regulations they're going to break and why they're going to break them before they make the trade, because paying the fee and taking a slap on the wrist is profitable. Cheating is profitable because you can cheat in this market and just pay a fine. The people that did this to AMC need to go to prison. Like, I mean, it's theft on a scale that I can't even comprehend anymore, where they stole so much retail investor money from the stock. And Adam Aron was at the wheel. He's the CEO and chairman. That dude made 40-something plus million off the AMC investors while he was sitting at the chair, and all he did was crush our stock. It's absolutely crazy. AMC should be suspended until the shit show is sorted. This is the mother of all shit shows. It is, Stephen Moss. AMC should have been halted for corporate action, and it should remain halted until everybody has their shares and the market's fair and people can sell and get out if they wish to. But they don't want you to. That's the whole point. The market knew this was going to happen. They knew that the shares were going to be delayed. They knew people weren't going to be able to get out. They needed guaranteed bag holders for this. I use Pubic. I use public and my equity is missing money. My cost average is at 0 and I have not received shares yet. I have Fidelity and the 55 shares I have left over show no cost average. It's all screwed, man. It's all screwed. I'm going to hold those AMC calls and those like 55 shares until this is all over. I don't care. The money's already gone and I'm already out of the play. But if anything big does happen for some reason, I have great luck of selling right before things take right the hell off, right? I'm really bad at that. So the fact that I still had some left over, I was kind of happy about. I didn't know I was going to, and I forgot about my calls. But if anything pops on AMC and the thing runs back up, which I'm not saying it will, and you shouldn't plan on it, then I'll be able to take some of my money back in case some type of event does happen. But I highly doubt it. Still nothing. We need to protest. Where's AMC Biggums? He disappeared. Yeah, Biggums is going to disappear. Trey disappeared. Kat will eventually. See, Kat's a different story. She likes her following. She loves her attention. She wants to be terrible. That was the whole problem this entire time, is everybody wanted to be Tara because of Tara's following and her influence. And Tara left the play early, and good on her, because the community was so stupid for going after her and Mark. And now look what everybody sits. Tara is like huge on Twitter, and Kat Stryker's still scraping the bottom of the barrel trying to keep AMC influence alive. And she's just going to eventually disappear, I think. People aren't going to care anymore because she led one of the worst stock revolutions in history. And if she would have just sat down at the table instead of trying to run the table, things would have went a lot different. If she would have came to the table and said, wow, Tara's actually brought a real plan, Mark Cohodes, and her and Rocket and Biggums and Trey, and everybody said, you know what? This security token could cause a 1-to-1 and we could really see the naked shorts. This play would have been over back in 2021. And I think AMC probably would have went to $300. I really do. But since Adam Aron had enough support on the opposing side of it for him, which he is the suit, he is the fraud, he is Wall Street, he's Apollo, they decided to support the suit instead of the guy who is out for blood, Mark Cohodes, against the market that screwed him over too. It makes me so mad we could have won this thing. Mark was it too. Major Woody, Richard, my whole portfolio has been messed up since 10-1 split. You ain't the only one, bud. Think from Fidelity sold my ape shares before the conversion and kept the cash and no AMC settlement. You need to call Fidelity. My stuff came in. Call Fidelity today and go, what is up with my portfolio? Where's my AMC shares that should have came from ape? Where's my money? Don't take no for an answer. Call them, say, I want to talk to a broker. When the broker starts giving you the runaround, say, no, you need to go back and check with your back offices. Where the F are my shares? Caleb Bordelon. When is the ape value going to be added to the new AMC? That's the thing. I don't think they're going to. I think what's going to go on is the floats merged market cap, but whatever value you had on AMC is the AMC value. Whatever value your ape converted at is the ape value. And that's it. I didn't get my 7.5 shares nor cash with TD Ameritrade. Yeah. Look, I'm going to go put a tweet up, and I want everybody to go engage with it and put your story. Did you actually get your new AMC converted shares? Hearing a lot of folks didn't get their shares. and their money is missing. This could be massively one of the biggest class action lawsuits in history because the brokers are messing people's portfolios up. Adam Aron has disappeared. The conversion didn't work. There's going to be tens of millions of FTDs. It's just time. It's time to stop talking, and it's time to file lawsuits. It's time to sue Adam Aron now for failure of fiduciary duty, in that he's the CEO and chairman. He had the direct call to do the ape dividend. He had the direct call to sell the ape shares. He had the direct call to convert the stock. He is responsible for all this. But in that, if your brokers are not doing what they're supposed to do, and they say, well, the DTCC didn't give us any shares, and then we get a subpoena against the DTCC, and they say, hey, there are no shares. Bing bong. That's it. Okay, there's no shares. SEC, what are you doing about it? Oh, nothing. Sue the SEC. It's just the paper trail's there, you guys. So I'm going to put this in I'm going to put this poll up. I'm going to share it with you guys in the chat. Did you actually get your new converted AMC shares in your account? Hearing a lot of folks didn't get their shares and their money is missing. I'm going to put this in the chat. Please go and engage with it, and we'll take a poll. This data collection is very important. I'm pretty much out of the play, you guys, but I'm going to tell you right now that I'm not going to let things go. I'm working in the background with some folks to figure out what actually happened here. And I think the best way to do it, SEC whistleblower complaint filed with lawyers to get the SEC to investigate what's happened, get some subpoenas going, get some emails. I'm going to tell you right now, the best thing that could happen is any one of the major influencers that have been involved in this comes forward, and if they have any communications with Adam Aron directly, to share them. That's just what it is. If you have direct communication, Kat, Bigums, Blunts, Trey, whoever, with Adam Aron, and you come forward as a whistleblower, that could be one of the biggest things anyone could do to make things right. Negative. Even Dade, negative. Charles Schwab. Look at this. 17 votes and already 70% is no, and it'll keep popping. This is going to be a good poll. This is going to be a really good poll. So people are still sitting here without their converted shares, without their settlement, and their accounts showing nothing. Damn it. IDEX is already down to 350. Once again, my AMC investment has made me miss one of the plays that I really wanted to get into. Hopefully this pops back up again like it did here. I want to see it back at $4. Dang. I'm waiting because I took so much cash out this year and put it into CDs and T-bills. Ape made me go below my $25,000 average on my Fidelity account for my intraday buying power. So I got to wait till tomorrow for the rest of my cash to hit. I really hope that thing pops back up. Even if it's at 350, if it stays above 353, I'm still going to look at puts to the downside. And I may buy the 50-cent puts instead of like the $2 puts. We'll see. I'll look at 50 cents and $1 because they'll be hopefully cheaper. But be careful when you buy. Check 50, check $1, check $1.50 all the way up to $3, because $3 puts may still cost the same as 50-cent puts in this occasion, because this thing is a dumpster fire. The balance sheet is garbage. Electric tractors are never going to fly in rural America. Diesel rules the day. They got $31 million in debt. They have $18 million in cash on hand. But any cash they raise from this is a zombie stock now. The float's huge. Well, it was huge, but they did a 1-for-125 reverse split from 3 cents. They went to 4. This thing is definitely to me, it's definitely on the put side. You just got to be careful when you play this. Make sure there's no buyout news on the table. As soon as you see any buyout news, this thing would go through the roof. So just be careful. OSTK is ripping. So I missed my buy on that one because I was in AMC and Ape. I'm sure there will be another opportunity, but it looks like 23 was it. We'll see though. It looks like the market's recovering today. We'll see where this thing goes. Let's check and see if there's any upside gaps on this. That's pretty small. $29 gap. That is pretty small, though. It looks like the wick is there. But let's check back here. Is there any gaps back here? So no real gaps. But like I said, Overstock in a few years, man, this thing could just be massive. So I'm going to wait a little longer. I'm going to let the next month pass. I'm going to see if this thing does try to fill this 21 gap. If it does, I am going to load the boat on Overstock. So, where was I? We need to protest, Richard. Can't see. I feel they're going to dig this hole deeper. They probably are. You claim you're different from other YouTubers, but you're not. Anyone above the age of 24 years can see that. Good luck to you. John M., I'm like the only YouTuber that gives away my revenues to workers and charities, and I don't tell you it's going to squeeze and go to $1 million, so you're wrong. So you're in the running for stupidest comment of the day there. Yeah, John M., you're in the running for stupidest comment of the day. What do we do? They're going to push it down until AA has to do another deal and let the next bondholder out. Probably. Maybe he goes and offers another ape dividend. So AMC isn't going to run. Probably not. Remember the $250 million he spent on lasers last year? Yeah. I mean, infrastructure upgrades is good, but if they're giving away free product, then Investor Connect to people who don't even own the stock, what's the point? GME doing okay? I don't know. Like I said, Froggy hit it on the head too. GME is still where it's at because of DRS, in my opinion, which is another thing we tried to do. GME looks good today, so that's good. Good for the GME shareholders. But again, GME, a lot of them people DRS their shares. We tried to tell everybody. Again, the same people who didn't want to do T0 were the same people who talk shit on DRS. It's almost like they're paid to do it. Like, Kat Stryker goes against any good idea if it's not hers. If she doesn't get the credit for it on socials, she doesn't want anything to do with it. Jay Brown's the same way. They're grifters. That's it. We came to the table with legitimate ideas to push this thing through the roof, and if they would have supported it, this would be a different story right now. When will the ape value be added to new AMC? It's not going to, Caleb. I think we already talked about that like 50 times. I thought you were done with AMC. Never said I was done with it. I said I sold. I'm not going to give big financial advice on it, but I'm still going to try to hold Adam Aaron accountable. Oh no, you never leave. Atik, you don't have to be here, man. You don't have to watch my channel. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Oh, why don't you just shut up? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? These are the people, Atik Rahman, these type of people here that don't want anybody talking about AMC if they're not telling you it's going to go to the moon. Those are the people who ruin the play. Those are the people who ruin the movement. That's the investor intimidation right there. The people who say, just shut up, bro. You don't even own any or this and that. And it's like, no, it's absolutely stupid. It's dumb that the people who scream to the moon from 72 to $1 are still talking shit right now. It's so dumb. He had red shoes in his closet. Jose Rivera, I completely agree. He's got a pair of red dress shoes in his closet. I'm telling you, the skeletons are going to come out too. Think he sold his stock at T doesn't mean he can't make videos. Boom, Stephen Mose. I still own 55 shares and a sizable call option, but that's it. I'm pretty sure I'm probably just going to lose money on those. You need to make a list of names of all these crooks. I'm working on stuff, you guys. I've got lists. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Robinhood doing better than Fidelity. They are. And guess what? Citadel came in and started their crypto platform with Fidelity, right? And ever since then, Fidelity's been an absolute dumpster fire. What date are you looking at for IDEX? I think October 20 for me. But I don't know. People may want to get out further on that. And hopefully I'll be able to get in tomorrow. Hopefully this thing, okay, it's popping back up a little bit. If I can get in around 4 and buy like dollar puts and get them out till October 20th, I think that's going to be enough endurance for me, or duration. And I think this play is going to be really good. I think this thing's going to go right back down to 50 cents. So Kat Stryker blocked me from her Twitter because I told her the truth of Adam Aaron. Yeah, that's what she does. If Kat and Rocket and Pete and Bigums and Blunts and everybody said, okay, I may not like Mark or whatever, but his idea looks good, let's support the idea, this game would have been over. Adam Aaron would have said no. We would have said, why not? And then we would have removed him from the board and put somebody in there that would have blew these bondholders apart. T0 would have blown the bondholders apart. And instead, they wanted to worship the suit, the Apollo Global agent, the Mudrick agent, the Jamie Dimon, Leon Black, Jeffrey Epstein bro. I mean, he used to be good friends with freaking Weinstein. I don't even remember how to spell his name now. It's been so long. Everybody's forgot about that guy. I'm pretty sure there's a photo of them circulating around. Can't remember where it is. I got to find it. I'll find it eventually, but I mean, Tara called him out a long time ago, and when Tara started going after Adam Aaron, even after she and I both supported him too at one point, just to be, positive in the movement. Once we realized he was a fraud after the tweet on December 19th, we just got attacked nonstop. And Tara basically she's just like, I can't handle all the attacks anymore. It's killing me. Dude, the spread is so wide on IDEX, hard to get puts. I know, it's already really expensive, but I mean, a 1 for 125 reverse split from 3 to 4. I'm showing on Fidelity, I can buy puts from $4 all the way down to 50 cents in 50-cent increments. But they're very expensive, so be careful which ones you buy if you get in. I'm going to try, I'm going to look at, let's just look right now. Shit. Can't buy today because I'm waiting for my cash to roll over. But I should be able to tomorrow. And I'm not going in real heavy on it. This is one of those plays where you don't have to buy a ton of them because it should print so hard on the downside. Again, though, they're very expensive, so there may not be a lot to pull off of the stock or off the option. You got to be very careful. Like you said, the spreads. IDEX. Buy to open. Let's just say one put expiration October 20. Let's do, oh, they've even got the adjusted shares in there too. Let's just say 50 cents. Let's see what it is. So the October 20 50-cent put is like 45 cents. So that's something that may be doable. I'm going to look at that tomorrow. Once my money rolls over, I may take out like 20, 30 options contracts. Let's check $1. Let's see what that does. Limit price. $1 is 50 cents. $1 adjusted. $1.05. Let's see what 150 is. $2. That's probably going to pull up. Oh, well, there you go. Look at this. The $2 is 35 cents per contract or per share on the contract. What's 250? 40. Those are puts for October 20. $3. $3 a say. It was, oh wow, it was way more expensive this morning. I looked at 350s this morning and it was over $3. Now they're at 90 cents per share. So yeah, definitely tomorrow I'm gonna look at getting in. IDEX, buy to open, puts, October 20. September 15th are a little more expensive. Maybe that's what I was on. But I don't think I don't want to do that near. I want to do October 20 and I'm going to look at that. Dude ran Hollywood. Of course they have met, but doesn't make them friends. No, they had they were in touch with each other. Space gets over 282 on it. It's on. Yep. I'm telling you, I've got my calls, but I'm actually thinking about buying some space stock tomorrow too. I want to start loading in certain plays because I think these big companies are already at their bottom, even though the market hasn't bottomed out yet. Like TMF, that ETF has bottomed out in my opinion, and we should have nothing but upside. Space, I'm really interested in them. They used to trade at $60 a share, and now that they're actually operating, that's big. So as long as there's no big incidents that they have, space for me is on the table. I like the options a little better because there is risk of some type of crash happening. And if you lose your option, if you lose on that, you lose. It's much less risk than owning the stock and then possibly going bankrupt. But if they can operate consistently for a good 6 months and the market recovers, space could run. There's quite a bit of short interest on it. What's the 1-100 options? What's the 1-100 option? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Nicholas Pantano says bottom for AMC is 9. You agree? Could go, honestly, it could go lower than 9, man. But Citi Global gave it a 98-cent price target, so I mean he's not wrong. I agree with him. AA didn't buy any shares, so he can bag hold for free all day. Yeah, Adam Aron did not buy any shares. He gets them as part of his compensation package, and even if they devalue, he's still going to make tens of millions of dollars. Hi from Denmark. I can't sell my AMC. I have a lock on my account from my broker. Can anyone sell? There's a lot of people even in America saying they can't sell, Heidi. The only thing I can tell everybody who have not gotten their shares, who have not gotten converted, who have not gotten their settlement, you're just going to have to probably wait. It sucks. They screwed everybody again. I mean, this is terrible. AMC grifters pumping Disney now. I'd stay away from Disney. I wouldn't touch Disney with a 10-foot pole. I think the Disney brand is old. It's tired. The woke agenda ruined it. Just like Bud. If you guys think that Disney can't go bankrupt, you're wrong. Disney, everybody thought GM couldn't go bankrupt, and look what happened to them back in 2009. So it's absolutely crazy. Let's check our poll real quick. All right, so I'm going to take some notes real quick for tomorrow. Okay, so IDEX. I'm going to do, now that those are valued correctly on the options chain, I think I'm going to go ahead and go for the $3. October 20. And then TMF, I think I'm going to load a couple more calls. Yeah. More calls. What's Meta doing? I was keyed up on Meta really good. I never should have stopped trading Meta. I should have got out of Ape at 240. Went back in at Meta when I said I was going to. So Meta is ticking back up again. That's interesting. Probably would have been a good day. It's consistently retracing. It is forming a W on the chart though, guys. That is a W in my opinion. This thing could actually take off. In my opinion. So it's retested its old trend line, then came back down, and we had a double bottom, and it formed a W. This thing could launch. I'm not going to take any more puts out on Meta for a while. I may actually even look at buying some calls. I really want to see TMF just get back up to here and start these gap fills and take right off, man. Them TMF calls will go in the money like crazy. Good buy zone here. RSI oversold in between 50 and 80. I'm telling you, you know, one of my favorite YouTubers I used to watch, Stockmo. Stockmo has really good videos on TMF, you guys. I went and watched them. I'll put one in the chat because credit where credit's due, and I really liked what he talked about with TMF. And he knows what he's doing. He's a former trader. He's former teacher. This guy has a really good channel. I know you guys have heard of him. So let's put it in the chat for everybody. There we go. Boom. So I'm going to be watching that one hard. I wish I would have bought more here, but I was locked into Ape and AMC, and that's what they do, man. They get you locked into these other plays they know they're going to control so they can position on their plays perfectly on the other side of the market. Bud Light treatment, maybe Disney will be bought out by Tilray. Okay, so here's my place in the business. I personally believe, and I said with Bud, I said this chick who's pushing this woke agenda with Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney, I personally think that, say you're the old owners of Anheuser-Busch and you sold it for billions. You get out years later, you start pushing employees into your old company, right? Like the new marketing director, that lady. I'm not saying they did, and this is all alleged, but what if the old owners of Anheuser were like, okay, we'll just make sure this chick gets hired and we'll let her do this whole woke agenda because it's not our company anymore. Destroy the brand so we can buy it back for half the price that we sold it for. I think woke agenda is corporate sabotage, and I wouldn't be surprised if insiders at Disney were holding puts on their own stock. Probably Bud too. If I was a Bud employee and I saw our marketing director putting out this woke agenda on one of our top selling brands that's mainly known for more rural America, I would buy puts too. AMC's popping. Good. I hope it rips, man. I hope for everyone AMC rips. I don't know what you're saying about it going. Oh, that's nothing, you guys. Come on. Come on. That's not even like barely 3%, you guys. Unless it's moving 10%, I'm really whatever. But any dollar you get to the upside, I'm happy for you. How did AMC go green? I'm showing it's still red. AMC's still down 2%. Oh, it must have had a little pop there. That's how they get you. They get you all excited. Look, like I said, there's still a chance that the settlement shares being distributed actually unwind shorts. Like, short interest dropped because of the reverse split and all that, and maybe some covered, and maybe some FTDs have covered, and they're just being held in the dark pool, and this thing will run. And I hope it does for your guys' sake. And if it does, my AMC calls fly through the roof. Great, I make some of my money back. That would be outstanding, and I'll dump the rest of it there. But I'm not going to give anybody any, like, maybe Ape unwinds hundreds of millions in dollars in cash in lieu of shares because there are synthetics out there. And that's what I would hope for you guys and everybody, is that this thing, let's look at the chart from where it is. Let's hope that this thing gap fills back up to 19 bucks. There's two big gaps on the chart due to corporate actions, reverse splits and such. So you can't really count them too much. But let's hope this thing just explodes on buying pressure. I mean, not even buying pressure, but just covering back to 19, 20 bucks, and you guys can uncover, or you guys can get to it. Damn, IDEX creeping back down again. This thing's gonna get slaughtered today, I think. IDEX, please wait till tomorrow, please. I want to get in. I want to make some money off that. TMF still got room to go down yet? $5? I don't think so. Nope. I think TMF saw its bottom, personally. I think 556 was definitely its all-time low. It's broken out of its descending wedge. It's on a nice uptrend, and it's looking to fill its first gap at 662, which would be really nice, 650. And if it hits that and finds support, then we look for our next gap, which is 9 bucks. And just the overall market. Look, TMF is traded for 20-something years or more, and it makes these moves with the market events. I mean, look at, let's see, 2019, got the pandemic, it dipped, and then it ran with the market, and then it fell off. And then it ran with the market, then it fell off. And then it ran and it fell off. And now it's consolidating here around the bottom. And treasuries aren't going to go to zero. So that's really low risk. It's got all-time lows based off of near a double bottom from the past 6 months. And when this market starts to recover, if it does, then boom. If the market collapses, then yeah, maybe this thing goes down to $1 or something. But right now, with it so low, and look at every time the market's run. You got 2016 when it started recovering from the crash of 2008, which is here. Or actually right here. Let's see, 2008. Oh, it's at the start. I'm sorry. This thing opened up in 09. It came off of the market crash, and then it took years for the market to recover, and it ran up. And then we had another lull in 2013, and then it ran up. And then we got through the Trump presidency years where the market did really good. 2016, boom. 2020 election, boom, boom. Because the market, the overall market squeezed off the free money the government put into it, and now it's correcting back down because said free money pumped the market up so high that treasuries valued up and everybody started buying T-bills and bonds and everything. And now they're starting to sell them. And from what I've heard, Citadel has a massive short position on treasuries they may start covering, which is why people are talking short squeeze. But if you want the real details on it, I'm just doing what I'm seeing from the chart, mainly basic investing strategy here. Like the RSI on the daily still low, the weekly and monthly is through the floor. But StockMo has all the details on it in the video I put, so you know they will make it halt ASAP. Yeah, IDEX put about to blow. Thank you. Yeah, man. And whoever brought that up first in my chat, thank you. I'm going to be so mad if I can't get in by tomorrow. I really hope this thing pops back up. MACD, RSI is a little low, and MACD looks like it's trying to go back to the upside. Hopefully today it pops back up for me, tries to do 350, 390 again. And damn it. I was ready this morning to buy, and the reason I couldn't is because of APE. Because I sold Friday, it dropped me below my 25K mark, and I couldn't get into my play, which would have printed like crazy today because of APE and AMC. I'm still feeling the fallout of investing in that stupid company, man. It makes me mad, but there's always other plays. So I'm going to check tomorrow, try to get some IDEX puts. I think IDEX is going back down to 50 cents over a period of time. Would you recommend buying puts on Bud Light and Disney? Not now. I don't know. I haven't checked the chart. I played it on Memorial Day. Bud's recovered quite a bit, but they pretty much admitted the brand is never going to recover. But you got to understand that Bud as a stock is not just Bud Light. That's the entire InBev like lineup. So there's still a lot of money being made. Joey Face, are you still on here bitching? Joey Face is running for stupid comment of the day. RSI's getting a little high on the daily though. I would wait and see if Bud recovers back. There are gaps. I would wait and see if Bud fills these gaps to the upside, and if it got to here, $62, I would take puts out. That's what I would do. I don't even want to look at Disney stock or nothing. I can't stand Disney so much that I don't even want to trade any of it. AA for jail. Let's fucking go. Where's our ape value? Yep. HE. What is HE? Hawaiian Electric. Oh, yeah. Well, Maui. So, which really sucks. It looks like it hit an all-time low and then it started gap filling to the upside. With everything going on over there, maybe HE, maybe I'd put some calls on that and look for this gap fill. I mean, they've got 36-cent dividend. I mean, obviously everything that's going on over there is the reason the stock dumped off, but I actually would probably look at some call options. The RSI's through the floor. That's a good find. Thanks. HE. I would probably look at $20 call options out for like, I don't know, like maybe December or something. I'll look at that one too tomorrow. Lots of good plays. Oh, it could absolutely recover, dude. That's a good find. All right, let me check. Ugh. Yep, they screwed everyone again. I mean, the conversion hasn't even really happened. People don't have their shares. Innovix production is just ramping up too. Yeah, Innovix is going to be a good play, you guys. And I'm mad because I could have positioned right at rock bottom on a lot of these. Innovix right now, to me, it's probably better just to buy the stock, in my opinion, and hold it, which is what I'll probably buy some Monday too. I'm going to get a lot of money coming in Monday. So I'll probably buy some calls, some decent puts on the plays I called puts on. I'll buy some of those positions. I'll buy some calls on some of the other plays like HE. And then if I'm going to buy stock, it's going to be Overstock and Innovix and TMF. So the problem with stock is I hate having my money tied up for so long. But Innovix is a company, like you said, you've heard all the DD. You've heard Mark talk about it. You've heard Greg Reyes talk about it. If they start producing on scale and they can do it, Innovix stock could go through the roof because the battery tech is good. I've read everything, all their papers on their battery tech. The biggest thing is the brake flow tech. If they can make batteries that don't catch on fire if they short out, that's a big deal for a lot of applications. Yeah, Innovix is probably just one you want to buy the stock. Buy stock and sell calls. Yep, that's a good idea. Buying stock and selling covered calls. You could do that for a long time. Or you could sell puts if you want. I would sell covered calls probably. Covered calls. Honestly, tomorrow I may just load up 500 shares or so, or not 500, probably like 100, and put a covered call sale on that. See, I'm worried though because nothing in the economy is doing good, you guys. Macro time. Gas is back up. It's running up like crazy. Hawaii just caught on fire We got a refinery fire down in the Gulf again. Biden's nowhere to be seen. He's a complete failed leader. The government's out of control. They're trying to arrest Trump. It's just a mess. I mean, you do not arrest presidential candidates when they're the top. I'm sorry, you just don't. You can say whatever you want about J6 and all this crap and all this show, but we've already look at the media outlets that pushed Trump as bad as Orange Man. CNN, MSNBC, all these outlets are now failing. They're failing. Tucker Carlson, his interview with Trump had more viewers than the GOP presidential primary debates. So the world is screwed up. The markets are very broken. Obviously, Innovix and Overstock get attacked by short sellers because Mark is long on it. And there's a lot of institutional folks who do not like Mark because he tells the truth. So you got to be really careful here. You got to watch your plays. Yeah, it's just bad, you guys. I mean, left or right, whatever you are, I don't care. Anybody who says, oh, you should vote red just because or vote blue just because, you're part of the problem. You should look at all the candidates and say who's best for our country and who's going to defend the Constitution. If you think the primary job of the commander-in-chief, the president, is to protect the Constitution of the United States, every government official. But it all starts at your local level, guys. You get radicals in at your local level, and it goes up like a virus. It works its way up like a worm from your feet up to your brain. The government will be shut down October 1st as well, I was told last week. Probably. I'm sure the fiscal budget is absolutely just destroyed. So, anyways, guys, look, TMF calls is what I'm looking at. October 20s. I've got them in. I may buy a couple more or just stock in that because the price is extremely low. IDEX puts, if I can get in before 350, hopefully it closes above 350 today. I want to get in puts. Try to play this thing down to 50 cents, in my opinion. Overstock long, if I can get in. It's already starting to recover back up. If we have any big macro market events, which I think we will, that's what I'm waiting for. But Overstock on the daily, on the MACD on the daily, looks like it's primed for just a big gap fill run back to, I mean, that's a little gap right there back to 29. So we'll see. Innovix is one just buying the stock on. Space, you guys know my position on that. Calls, I'm waiting for this thing to recover, run back up. We're either going to see a big macro market recovery or it's going to dump because everything that's going on with the economy right now is trash. Food's expensive. Chicken's back up to like $7 for a pack of 2 chicken breasts. Coca-Cola is like $9 a case now or more. Gas is back up to like $3.80, $3.90 here. Nothing good is happening. I haven't checked the SPY in a long time, and I was really good at playing that. Dude, getting back into AMC was the stupidest thing I ever did. So the SPY just went on an absolute tear. It's starting to feel a little resistance. But it's on a beautiful uptrend. It's got a gap. I don't know if that's a gap or not. It's got a gap back down to 419. I mean, there's actually a gap back down at 394 that hasn't been filled right here. Let's get rid of these lines. $419, let's put one more, 394. I may actually go in and just get some SPY puts for 395 because they should be pretty cheap. Because it looks like it does want to start a little downside turn here. SPY puts, 395. So that's what I'm looking at. IDEX puts, I'm going to probably go for $3, try to run that down to 50 cents. TMF calls are already in play. I think I have $6. Let me check. God, this feels good to be back playing actual plays. I've got $7 calls on TMF for October 20. I've got October 20 $3 space calls. My AMC and 8 positions are just not even worth talking about. I'm looking probably at HE calls, Hawaiian Electric at $20, probably for October too. And I'm going to spread across a couple positions here. And then maybe some SPY puts. Maybe I'll buy like a SPY put or something. But with everything going on, we'll see. Hawaiian Electric could have trouble recovering if the SPY dumps, so you got to be careful of that. That's why kind of Hawaiian Electric calls I may hold off on a little bit. If the SPY dumps, Hawaiian Electric's probably going to take a little bit of, or not a hit, but it will kind of stabilize around its downside. But it could recover. So maybe we'll just forget about Hawaiian Electric for now. And then I'm consolidated into SPY, maybe SPY puts, IDEX puts for sure, TMF calls, and I'm going to look at buying some Innovix long. So that's what I got for today, guys, though. I appreciate you guys coming into the comments again. I'm going to still try to stream daily. I'm going to take hits from you guys on stock call outs, and we'll look at them together. And then when I go offline, I'll do more DD and come back the next day with more in-depth DD. But right now, TMF and IDEX look like they're going to be my main plays. I'm really hoping this finishes the day above 350. Really irritated I couldn't get in this morning because I was ready to go and my money didn't roll over, which is my fault because I was stupid and I held AMC and APE too long. But we'll get into it. Even at 350 to the downside, if this thing curbs back down to 50 cents, that is a huge play on IDEX. TMF is going to take time, you guys. You got to remember, markets have to move a certain way into treasury shorts covering for TMF to recover. So you guys have a great day. Have a great Monday. Make sure you go to the Twitter poll I put up. 235 votes so far. It's doing really good. A lot of people, 68% out of 235 people did not get their shares in their account. So there you go. Anyways, you guys have a great day. I'm going to go walk the dogs. Hope you guys make some money. Froggy Stonks out.